In our last few episodes, we needed to take care of the hood release cable, the battery tray replacement, and put those headlights in. I had a conversation with the continuity expert about what's already in place when I put this engine bay wire loom in, because I wanted to give you the wire loom, you know, like 3 episodes ago. And it was like, you got to do these other things first, otherwise people are like, hey, tell us about those headlights. So, go brew yourself a cup of joe or pop open a cold one and let's talk shop. Okay, wire harness for the right side of the car. It's going back in today. So we'll start by connecting this puppy. It's got a little section that heads over to the engine. Oh, there's our alarm. It's time to turn the gas tank. Okay, let me see about getting this sorted out here. What do we got and where does it go? So this must go there. And then up and over the shock tower. This is probably for wiper washer fluid, which mounts here. Headlamp. That one goes there. I'm going to modify my plug here for my aircraft landing lights. Now at one time I was concerned that the aircraft landing lights had too large a draw for factory wiring, but I'm looking at these wires. They're very hefty. It's probably 12 gauge. You know, even 14 would be enough. In my green car I had separate wires that went to the high beams, and I don't think that's going to be necessary, so I'm going to modify that wire soon. So I was going to mount the main fuse back where it goes, but I am working on the little cap that goes on here. The little cap that goes on here is slightly broken, and what I'm going to do is put it on a 3D scanner, scan it, and print a new one out on a 3D printer that's not cracked and brittle and ready to disintegrate. I'm not going to put it on the car yet because I'm going to need it for test fitting. I did have to make a new ground wire. It had been snipped and it used to go right here, and this screw would not come out. It is rusted in good. And I wasn't going to drill it out. It wasn't that big of a deal. But I did make a new ground wire with enough wire to get me over to, you know, one of these places here where I can give it a proper, you know, give it a proper earth. Oh, time to spin the gas tank. Okay, I just took a quick look at how things were before I pulled the car apart. So this first wire tab here holds the loom here. Okay, so there's that piece, and then it tucks up underneath the guard well, and then there's this Y that occurs right after this pulled down here. This little Y makes it so this cable goes down, you know, and the main fuse will be here, and there's a relay here where these two pieces go. These two go to a relay. The main fuse plugs in here, and these guys attach down here. Just gonna set these right here for now. Deal with where they really go later. I will tuck it in though, so it's not flanging around. Do a little bit of tucking. Okay, and then this part of the Y goes off to the headlamp. Okay, there's that. So this guy here goes to the marker lights. This guy here goes to turn signals at the front, and it goes underneath the bumper bar. And this one here I'm about to modify for my aircraft landing lights. So, I think that piece is pretty much ready to be secured, and that's going to go here. I mean, ground wire we just talked about. Just kind of leave that hanging out there for now, and yeah, cool. Now, I'm not going to bolt this down yet until I really get everything settled, but that's where the loom goes. on the right side of the car. Left side wire loom coming through. I got a few things labeled here, so you'll see these white tags hanging around. And this clearly goes this way. And again, I'm not gonna like bolt shit up here until I know what's going on. Okay. This one here goes to the proportioning valve, which is already in place. Boom. Hey, I'm plugging stuff in already. Woohoo! Got this little hold down clamp holding that in. And then here's another hold down. I'm just going to tuck it under here, underneath the sill for the guard. And this little hold down just kind of, I think it tucks in. So I might need to get a little plier and bend that. Kind of like that. Okay, now it gets complicated. Main trunk here goes into that little fitting. And then the Y section gets secured by this side. The coil mounts here, coil bracket. These guys go here, and I've got the plug that goes here and then off to other stuff. Now this guy, substantially larger part of the loom, goes under there. And these holes here get the voltage regulator. So there are some wires here that go to that. This guy here, see that guy? Voltage regulator. With my newly installed horn wires, it's going to go way up here into this little hook at the front. And of course I have a ground wire that's going to go on radiator mounting. So this guy's going to mount way up under here. And that piece there, you probably can't see what the hell I'm doing, but believe me, I'm doing shit. Where does this go? Turn signal. Oh yes, of course. I need to go get the 4-prong plug off of my original turn signals, because even though there's only 3 spades in there, it's a 4-prong clip. So the new turn signals that I bought, Australia or Euro spec, those have a 3-prong plug. Gotta fix that. And then there's this piece that plugs into here. I'm not sure I need to plug that in at this point of the game, but that's where it goes. It's got a bunch of wires, goes across to the engine, the alternator power plug is on there, things that go to the distributor on there. So I think that can wait until later. So looking at reconnecting the wiring harness with the rest of the car here, coming in through the engine bay, through the firewall, I think the best way to reconnect here is for me to thread the 2 nuts onto that connection there, and then one by one I will, attach these guys here. That's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to give that a go. Okay, so first nut going on. I replated the old nuts, so they're looking good. Not that they need to, being all hid back down here. Just going to snug them. Right side going on. While we're here, let's talk about this relay sitting right here. You see this relay here? That is the wiper relay. It says window relay on it, but those colors are the exact same colors as my wiper motor, so it's got to be the wiper relay. I'd bet money on it. Like the other side, I'm just giving them a snug. It doesn't need to be torqued down to nothing. Just it's got to be snug. Of course, you can't see squat because I just put this thing in the way. Okay, that's tight and snug. Power line in next. There's that tight. And then this piece goes in. There we go. I heard it click. It's in. Something that I just discovered, the left side of this plug wasn't tight like I thought it was. One thing I've discovered just now is you have to put the power terminal in last. So that's what I'm doing now. Power going in and last. It's difficult,
because the other two plugs are large and the power terminal is relatively small compared to the other two. Otherwise the other two wouldn't lock, on my car anyway. It's clicked. Okay, let's do the left side. Left hand block going in. It's tight. Right hand block going in. Tight. Power line going in. So I did try other combinations of these, trying to get the power line in first, but then one of the sides wouldn't click in. So what's working for me is that the left and right sides go in first, and then the power block goes in last. And you can't see shit because my big hand's in the way. But that's okay. You're good. Click on there, please. Would you go ahead and just click in there? That'd be great. There we go. So there we have it. Go ahead and zoom in on that cluster. Got it.
Coming up next,
Brake fluid reservoir. Time to go back on.
clutch master. A couple of more hydraulic tubings that I'm ready to attach to the firewall.
Click our icon to subscribe and don't miss out on our upcoming videos. Peace out, brother.